Hello listeners and viewers. Welcome to Kaduna State Ministry of Education Radio and TV e-learning program designed for our SS3 and other students staying at home due to the coronavirus pandemic. The present administration, under the able leadership of His Excellency, Malam Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai, is positioned as always to ensure that under his leadership, our students are not left behind in all areas of human endeavors, especially education. Kaduna State is the center of learning. Therefore, we want to ensure that our students excel in their forthcoming examinations and beyond. Students and other learners at home are given this opportunity in order to continue learning, as education is a continuous process. Different subjects will be taught in this program to assist students to perform excellently in the forthcoming Senior School Certificate examination being conducted by NECO and WAEC as soon as schools reopen. Teachers making presentations will always provide their names and phone numbers during each presentation, and they can be contacted for questions, further explanations, and/or clarifications. The following numbers and contacts can also be reached for expression of any concern or observation: 090-865-00545 or 080-383-62072. Our website is www.education.kdsg.gov.ng. Our email education@kdsg.gov.ng or education.kdsg@gmail.com. Our YouTube channel, Ministry of Education, Kaduna State. Our Twitter handle @Kaduna_MOE. Or our Facebook page, Ministry of Education, Kaduna State. Stay safe, stay at home, and learn well. Thank you, happy listening, and happy viewing.
Hello, my listeners. Welcome to our home management class. My name is Saratu Ishaya, and today's topic will be food purchase. Food purchase. Introduction. Now, purchasing of food products from an approved supplier is the first step in ensuring safe foods are served to consumers. Now, by the time you buy or you purchase your foodstuff from an approved supplier, that is a supplier that we all know the source of where this food is coming from, that is the first step of ensuring that the consumers are actually getting their money's value. Now, even the family, at the family level, it means the family is actually getting what they really need as a family. Now, food purchase simply means the acquiring of the basic raw materials needed to produce the meals served to consumers and at home. Now, what does it mean? It means when you acquire these raw materials, example, rice, beans, oranges, and some other things in the market. Now, by the time you acquire these basic raw materials to produce the meals that you serve at home is what we actually call food purchase. Now, we want to look at the factors to consider in food purchase. 1, money available. The income of the family determines the quantity of food that will be purchased, especially if the principle of money management is put into place. Now, what does that mean? It means by the time you get your income into the family, if your income is large, it means whatever you're going to buy in the family or at any level, either in the company or whatever, it means it's going to be in large quantity. And when your income is not much, it means you actually have to buy according to whatever you are receiving. Now, I talked about when the principle of money management. And what does it mean? Make sure that the percentage that you have put in place for food, you should actually follow it to the latter. If you have specified 25% for food, you shouldn't go beyond that. So your income and your expenditure should actually balance. Foods in season. The homemaker or consumer should make use of foods that are available during the season because they are cheaper, and when preserved effectively for use, we can use them at the time of scarcity. Now, make sure you get your foods. It's always cheaper when they are in season. Like now, wherever you go around, if you want to buy mangoes, you find out that during the rainy season, mangoes are just everywhere. So if you want to make your drinks, maybe in your family, at the family level, or maybe you want to make any other, at any other level, you'll find out that it's cheaper to get mangoes now. But when it's not in season, if you go to buy them, you find out that they are very, very expensive. So make sure you buy foods when they are in season. And now when you properly preserve it. Now, I'm going to pause at this point to tell you that in our subsequent classes, we are going to discuss preservation of foods. Now, when we get to that period of preservation of foods, we are going to understand this particular aspect of food in season. The next thing is quality of food. Do not for any reason compromise quality for quantity. Now, what am I trying to say? At no point should you say, because this thing is cheap, not minding if it's going to give you the nutritive value that you actually need. At the end of the day, you just buy it because it's cheap. At the end of the day, you're just buying rubbish into the family or at any level into the company or whatever you want to use it for. If you're someone that is maybe assigned to prepare food or meals for people, and you now say, I'll go for the bad ones or the ones that are semi-bad because they are cheaper, it means you are not giving people the actual value of their money. So for no reason must you compromise the quality of whatever you're buying for quantity. Now, available storage facility. When foods are bought and stored poorly, it leads to spoilage. This in turn results to wastage. Now, by the time you buy your foodstuff or your food items at whatever level, and you do not store it properly. And I'll pause at this point again and tell you that in our subsequent lessons, we are going to treat storage of food. Now, when we treat that aspect of storage of food or food storage, you'll be able to understand what it means to get the proper storage for whatever kind of food item that you are buying into the family or at any level. Because if you don't get a proper place to store it, once that thing is spoiled, it means you have wasted your resources. Now, where to buy? The consumer should always try to establish the right place to buy food and an opportunity given to choose from variety at the best price. Now, if you are able to know where to buy this food, and if this food is in a place, we have so many markets. Now, let me use Kaduna as an example. We have what we call the cow market. We have Monday market. We have Kasuwa Magani market, and so on and so forth. Now, if you go on their market days, it will interest you to know that you have variety to pick from. Now, when you get to those places, when you have variety that you can choose from, it means you can also sample the prices to be able to know the one that you'll be able to buy the food at the end of the day. Now, the size of the family. It's a known fact that the larger the family size, the more the quantity of food will be purchased. Yes, if the family is large, it means definitely the food. If the income, in quotes, if your income is actually enough, it means the food that you're going to buy at that point should be much because you have a large family to take care of. But if the family is not as large as that, then it means that whatever food item you're going to buy, it means it's going to be in a small quantity. Now we have what we call wise buying principles. Now the first thing you need to do is to actually make a shopping list. Make a shopping list. Now, it helps you prioritize your spendings. It reduces waste. It helps you focus and makes your shopping easier. Now, what am I trying to say? By the time you make your shopping list, of course, on your shopping list, it means you have to write it according to how important these items are. And it helps you to reduce waste, because whatever you don't need, you will not include it in that list. And then it helps you focus, because yes, you have a particular list that you're actually following, so you stay focused on your list. And then it makes shopping easier because you have a list, you know where to get all these items. Now, the second thing is confine the shopping list as far as possible. Now, you should, however, be flexible enough to make some adjustments where the market situation necessarily takes this. For example, if the desired type of vegetable or cut of meat appears very expensive, a worthwhile alternative that is less expensive can be purchased. Now, what am I trying to say here? Now, by the time you make your shopping list, you should try to confine to that list. But when you should make room for a little adjustment, you don't have to be very strict on your list. Because at times, maybe you have written the kind of vegetable that you want to buy. Now, getting to the market, you find out that you don't have enough money to buy that type of vegetable. Then you have to go for what we call the alternative. Now, by the time you go for the alternative, it might just give you room. Maybe you have less that you now spend on at the end of the day. Now, compare prices and values. Move around and compare prices, qualities as well as quantities of goods in different shops. Then buy where you get the best value for your money. In other words, never compromise quality for quantity. Now, what do I mean by compare prices and values? You have to move around. Don't just go to a particular shop and buy whatever is given to you there. Move around, go around, find out different prices. And if you are sure that the quality of whatever you are buying actually matches the quantity in all those shops, then you now sit down and now think of the best to buy, because all we are talking about here is always getting the best quality at any level. Now you have to study the label or information on the article. In buying processed foods, cleaning agents, toiletries, etc., it is important to read the labels on the products to find out the nutritive value of what you are buying, the net weight and expiry date. Now, when you are in the market and you are buying any kind of what? Goods, you need to check the label. Now, any product that does not have a label that carries the nutritive value of whatever you're buying, then it means you have to have a second thought. You have to check the net weight. If you are paying for a good worth 50 kg and on the bag of whatever you're buying, there's no sign of net weight, then you don't buy it. It means you're not buying the actual worth of your money. Now, check for expiry date. You have to check if this goods, when will this good expire? If I'm buying a bag of rice in January, and on that bag, it is written that that bag of rice will expire in February, first week of February, and maybe I'm buying it at the end of January, it means there's no way I'll be able to finish that bag of rice in my family. So what do? I'll now go for what? An alternative. Look for a better one that actually has an expiry date that will actually go beyond what I actually expect. Now, a good label must list the nutrients from the major to the least. You have to check on the list of the nutrients there. If they tell you that this is an energy drink, and written on it there's no sign of the calories that you can get from this drink, then it means they are not actually giving you what you need. Now, keep an update of prices. Always know the ruling prices for all frequently purchased items, especially foodstuff. Now, you go to the market day in, day out. Either you are the storekeeper in your company or whatever, or as a homemaker, you always go to the market. It is proper, it is only proper that you know the market, whatever value of that thing you're buying, the prices of that particular good, especially when you are talking about foodstuff. If this month in January, a bag of rice is bought at this price, I should be able to have a projection when I'm going in February, so that I don't just go like that blindly. So it is proper that you actually have that at the back of your mind. Now, avoid buying on impulse. Do not buy goods or articles on the spur of moment without thinking whether one really needs the item. It leads to overspending and waste of the scarce resources that you have. Now, what am I trying to say? Don't buy anything on impulse. Some of you now just have to say something here. You enter the market, you already have your shopping list. Now, on your shopping list, there's nothing like buying maybe a particular item. Now, by the time you get to the market and then you hear somebody just shouting, maybe ringing the bell and telling you, come on, buy this, come on, buy this. Now, this thing is not on your list. But you just go outside and just buy it at the spur of the moment because you've seen it. Now, at the end of the day, you're going to have problem with your shopping list. So always make sure that whatever you have written on your market list, try and confine on that list and avoid buying on what? On impulse. Because at the end of the day, it will lead you to overspending because yes, that was not actually part of what you budgeted for. But at the end of the day, you spend beyond that. Now, pool your buying. Pool your buying. Groups of people can come together and pool purchases. It entails buying in bulk, and this may be too expensive for an individual, but buying as a group helps save money. Now, what am I trying to say? Example now, 2 people buying a bag of rice to share. You know, that is actually a good thing. If maybe you cannot buy a bag of rice, you can pool that buying and 2 people can come together and buy a bag of rice. It actually becomes very cheaper. Or you find out that in your neighborhood, you can actually come together and then buy a cow, maybe during festive period, which ordinarily you cannot just go to the market to buy a cow. But because you have pooled your buying together, it is now possible for you to actually get that particular meat in your house. Now, I'm going to give you an assignment. The first one is list 5 factors in food purchase. List 5 factors in food purchase. 2. List and briefly explain any 3 wise buying principles. 2. List and briefly explain any 3 wise buying principles. I'll take the assignment again. 1. List any 5 factors in food purchase. 2. List and briefly explain any 3 wise buying principles. Now, I remain yours, Saratu Ishaya. My number is 080-6573-1058. Again, Saratu Ishaya, 65731058. Remember, coronavirus is real. Stay home, stay safe. Bless you.